Oh man.
Hey, we're back. It's Monday. Oh, say hello. Say hello.
Good morning, everybody. Rise and grind 24/7 with Herb and Jenna here. We are happy to and pleased to bring you great coffee, superhero comics, news, and anything that is on your mind that we can discuss. We're here for you. So happy Monday. Wake up and kick ass and repeat it through the rest of the week because we're going to be right here with you Monday through Friday. So
That's
good morning,
right.
Herb. How are you? How was your
A little
weekend?
hoarse in the throat, but I'm okay.
Aw.
Uh, the weekend, of course, just goes by quick. But it seems like it was just Friday talking to you. Now it's Monday.
Oh,
But you're looking good today.
oh, thank you.
Got
Yeah, I'm
the
a
hair
little.
going and everything.
I have
No beanie. It just,
oh, no beanie. I have yeah, I actually washed my hair today. I have a breakfast meeting with someone, and yeah, right after the show, I'm just gonna jet over, and
jet
yeah, I'm
over.
trying to not have those big, those diner breakfasts that they're just not good for you. So I'm trying
I've
to
had a lot of those.
take it
Yes, I know
easy.
those.
Very, very hard. Speaking of diners, I always go into a diner thinking I'm going to buy something else. Like, for example, on any given lunchtime, I'm thinking I'm going to go in there, I'm going to have a grilled cheese sandwich with maybe some tomato. And
Hmm.
that's going to be my lunch, maybe a little coleslaw, and I'm good. And then the menu comes out. And then I open up the menu, and there's a whole array of choices that make my poor grilled cheese sandwich look so weak. I'm like, oh no. And then I'm ordering whatever, my mind takes me. They do that on purpose. You know that,
They
right?
do. They do. They're on to us. They are.
It's not like I could go in there and tell the waitress, hey, let me just get a grilled cheese sandwich. No, the menus come out. They leave you alone with the menu. You have to look at all those great
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah,
And it
no, it's
kind of
true.
reminded me, isn't
It's
life
true.
that way too? Like, don't we have all these choices to make on any given moment or any given day?
Oh,
And that's
sure.
where a lot of people get all confused, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if you could just wake up and know exactly how your day's going to go or exactly what you're going to be when you grow up? Just
Oh, true.
food for
True.
thought.
Very true.
Now that we're
I
talking.
was not to get off the subject a little, but I was watching a couple episodes this weekend of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with
Oh
Jerry
my God.
Seinfeld.
Let me tell you, that Seinfeld, that is the most funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, it reminds me. The show that he had reminded me of us. His guest was the
Oh
girl that does
man.
Hillary Clinton on Saturday Night Live. I don't know her name,
All
but
right. He's
she,
hilarious.
her, and him
Yeah.
were absolutely hilarious. They
Oh
just
man.
clicked, and I thought to myself, this is about nothing like his show. He's just like
It is.
babbling.
Comedians in Cars is just like his show. It's
Yeah,
much ado about nothing, but it is so funny.
I love it
I don't
because
know if
it
I've
brings.
caught every single episode. I don't know if there's more than one season, but the
Oh,
one
there's
on
more than one
Netflix,
season.
okay, well, the one on Netflix that I caught, well, quite a few episodes, and I guess he kept carrying it on, but I don't remember seeing I have not seen like 100 episodes, let's say, you know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
definitely seen enough where I was like hysterical. And the karaoke guy, the carpool guy, the British
Oh,
guy,
I love him.
it's
Love
so
him. Oh,
funny.
oh,
And
love
he's
him.
another one in the car, and
Yeah,
I crack myself up. I
yeah,
just love cars and, just having a good time, you know what I mean? That's
yeah,
that's the key to life. Just laugh
yeah.
and have a good time. And listen, if it's Monday and you're already like, oh, it's Monday, you need to get a new life. That's it. Order
Well,
up a
I'm
new
going to
life.
quote Jerry from one of the coffee things that he
Uh-huh.
does. It's so true. He has a great outlook on life, and he said, you know what? I really don't care what they think of me because I'm happy.
Yes.
And uh, and
Yes.
and I'm like, there it is, Jerry. There it is.
Yep.
And it's like, if you're happy and you're doing what you like to do, calm down. It
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
matter what people think. They'll come aboard. But
And I think that he end off Seinfeld on a high note because there was nothing else to write about it.
oh, there
Like,
wasn't.
how much can you talk within the apartment? And it was a number one show for the longest.
Oh,
The what do you call when they play it over and over on the different stations, right? He
oh,
still gets
syndication.
paid. Yeah, on
Syndication.
syndication, he still gets paid and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, he knew when to back out, and then he said, you know what, let me go back to the stage. He actually went back on stage and did some, freelance stand-up comedian. And he realized it wasn't as much fun as it was when he was younger because,
You
like,
never
been
can go
there,
back. You never can
well,
go back.
been there, done that. So he
Yeah.
decides to do this comedian in cars, and he has these great cars. I love, because I'm a car
The
enthusiast.
cars that he brings
The
out.
cars are phenomenal.
One of
And
my favorite shows is with Jimmy Fallon because he takes him on a boat. And Fallon had no idea that they were going on a boat. And he's looking at it going, Jerry, I'm not dressed for this. And
oh,
Jerry
that's
goes, that's
funny.
what's funny about it. It's like you're not.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, over the weekend, anything happened that
But,
stood out in your mind?
let's see. Yeah, well, there's always stuff on my mind there, Jenna. I one of the things is that I woke up Sunday morning and I thought about days gone by on Sunday mornings and what I did.
Uh-huh.
And then I thought about what I was doing just then. And I was alone in my thoughts, had a cup of coffee in my hand. I was meditating in my favorite chair. And I thought, wow, I just, and then when I was done, I was getting up, I was like, I just really got in touch with myself more than any time I've ever really have.
Mhm.
And the key is quiet. You need that stillness. You need that quiet
Mhm.
where there's no other sounds and you can be alone in your thoughts. And do not be scared to be alone in your thoughts because
Mhm.
I've talked to people and they say, oh, I don't like to be alone in my thoughts. Well, then there's something wrong because you need to be in touch with yourself. You need to know who you are.
Mhm.
And so that's what spoke to me this weekend.
I wrote sort of an autobiographical, sorry, I wrote sort of well, I wrote a post about a little bit about depression and bipolar and whatnot. And I got a lot of people reaching out to me and said, wow, I'm suffering with this and I'm suffering with that. That was really courageous of you to write that post. And I said, you know what? Sometimes we don't want to expose our weaknesses to people because we don't know, how people are going to use it against you
Yeah.
later on or use it against us later on. But I think it's important that if you're going through some tough times, to just know that there's other people just like that. I'm going to sneeze, so excuse me.
There it is. There, God bless you.
Sorry.
God bless you.
We can't have a.
Yeah, there it is
I always sneeze
again.
in threes. That's good luck. We can't have a show without me sneezing. But anyway,
Or blowing your nose.
no, yeah, only one time I had to blow my nose because I think I was coming over like one of these. You know what happens? Seasons change and your
Yeah.
body reacts. So
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm sorry. I interrupt you. Go ahead. What were you saying?
no, it's okay. So yeah, so just by putting myself out there, being totally transparent, people are reaching out and saying, wow, I admire you, and I went through this and I went through that. So for you guys out there, just know that struggles are going to happen, obstacles are going to happen. How you handle those obstacles and struggles is really what makes your life. It's not about what they are, it's how you react to what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Most people will just crawl up in a ball and go the why me. And yeah, I could have done that, but I'm not saying that I'm any better than anyone else. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying we all have choices. Animals don't have choices. Think about it. Animals wake up, like my dogs. They wake up, they live to eat and sleep. Okay, they know no other life. They don't have a choice to do.
They got
to
it
go
good.
drive a car. Yeah, they don't have a choice to drink coffee out of this amazing Superman mug. They don't have a choice to or that Iron Man. They don't have a choice to learn a new skill. We as people, we have coping mechanisms that we can learn. If you are not happy where you are, get better. If you're starting a business and nobody wants to be your customer, get better at it.
Get better. Get better.
Yeah.
Learn to do it better.
Yeah, I used to be a career counselor years ago, and I used to tell people, attitude plus skills equals success. So that's a simple formula, right? Attitude plus skills.
Well, when I counseled people and I could tell that they were depressed. One thing I noticed right away is if they don't believe in themselves.
Oh yeah,
you can tell right away if they don't believe in themselves, and then you have to build them up. You can do it. You know,
Here's what else I realized, and I started to tell people: if you have a piss poor attitude and your skills are not up to par, you will always be out of a job.
yeah.
However, I'm sorry, let me retract. I apologize. I meant to say, if you have a piss poor attitude and your skills are amazing, you will always be out of a job. However, if you have a terrific attitude and your skills are not up to par, you will always have a job because people will work with you. So
exactly.
I've had people in my sales department that were phenomenal closers. Their skills, they made me a lot of money, but their attitude was a cancer. So I'm just like, you know what? I don't care how much money you make me. Get out. Versus I've had people that I genuinely liked and they gave every opportunity to be positive and and their skills were not that great. But guess what? You can work on skills, but if you don't want to work on your attitude, there's a problem. People are not going to want to be around you. Right. So that's why I say attitude plus skills equals success. But if you have a bad attitude and great skills, no one's going to want to work with you. But if you have a good attitude with skills, guess what? They'll work with you and you'll get better. You know, skills is not something you wake up and have. A lot of times you have to practice it. Yeah. Example, I hated trigonometry when I was younger. I hated it.
Me too.
Trigonometry.
I hated it.
Yeah. I mean, geometry was easy for me. But once I went to trig, I suffered, okay? Here's what I did. I started to really practice really, really well. I took a tutoring job to try to help others with trigonometry. And guess what? I became great at it. You know why? Practiced it so much, taught it so much that I learned it. So if you have something that you love, work at it. I didn't love trigonometry. I just knew I had to pass the Regents. So I was
the universe is funny. The universe, because I didn't like trig at all either. And so I got into a job that required trig. And so I was doing it every day then. And it was like, okay, this isn't that bad. It grows on you, but you just don't know in life where life is going to take you. And the thing that you dislike the most is what you're going to need the most.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, when I was in college, I took philosophy courses. And my parents and a lot of people were like, why are you studying philosophy? It just intrigued me. And it was a liberal, you know, back then you had to take a certain amount of liberal arts. I'm sure now schools are a little bit different because they're catering to your profession. But, you know, my first semester, I mean, it was like Greek and Latin roots and, you know, philosophy. But anyway, I learned about Plato and Descartes and, you know, Emerson. There was so many. I can't even tell. And what's funny, it shaped me as I got older.
Yes.
So philosophy was something that, you know, people think, oh, it's a bullshit subject. It really isn't, because if you're doing personal development, you need to really hone in on the philosophy of life so that you can find your passion, so you can actually, you know, shape your future.
What sounded stupid in the past might all of a sudden make sense and really speak to you now.
Yes.
It's just, you know, life has a way of doing that. It's you know, the immaturity of the past, and that sucks. To now that you've grown and you're matured and your mind sees things differently, all of a sudden, wow, why didn't I see that before? It's because, you know, different stages in life, different seasons in life. Chuck Swindoll had a great book called Seasons of Life.
Oh yeah.
And
great book.
It really spoke to me because there are different seasons in life. You're going to have different things go on.
And some people will be there for the season, and some people will be there just for a reason. Right? And don't be afraid to outgrow those people that are only there for one season, but they were there for that reason, that time and space. All right, so back to what gets my grinds. I got to tell you this. This happened to me just yesterday.
I don't know where you are, so I'm going like this.
I'm that way.
Okay.
Are you this way?
I'm that way.
Yeah, okay. So what gets my grinds? Here we go.
Here he is.
So I'm pulling into a parking lot yesterday, and one of the parking lots that near my neighborhood, it's very like to get to the front door, there's not that many spaces. I mean, it's a big parking lot, but then there's a car wash here, and so people park further away from the market. And I was waiting for the next spot. Well, anyhow, I'm on one side waiting, and I'm waiting for the guy to back out. As soon as he backs out, some idiot comes and goes right in. He saw me waiting, but chose to ignore. My initial was to get out and say, what is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like, why are you such an ass? I would never snake somebody in a spot, but, spots are limited, right? I get it. Unless you're a disabled person or pregnant, I can understand giving up a spot. But
or elderly, if you're elderly, take it, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. And you know what?
Yeah.
I didn't get out of the car. The old me would have gotten out of the car and said, what's wrong with you and whatever. I let him take the car. It's an Asian fellow, no big deal. But the entitlement on him, I was waiting to see what he was going to say. Do you know that he didn't even want to look at me? He was so...
I believe it.
I mean, he didn't even want to look at me. I was just going to say, thanks. That's all I was going to say, and then drive away. Nothing. So, what gets my grinds is the sense of entitlement with some people.
Yeah.
Like you see people waiting for a spot. Why are you going to go snake them? Now, if it was somebody else, maybe a guy with a vowel at the end of his name, he might have slashed his tires or keyed his car or something like that. You never know. You never know. Like, honestly, you never know who you're messing with now.
You don't nowadays.
So, do you really want to piss off somebody where you have damage to your car? You can't prove they did it. Whatever. But anyway, I'm not that person. Karma gets you if you do damage to other people, even as mad as you are, it gets you. So
it will get
don't be
you.
that vindictive person.
That's right. Well, I drive around here in South Carolina. I'm a New England boy. I'm a Connecticut guy, and I like to beep the horn every once in a while. And I'm told that they don't like the horn beep down here.
Beeping horns in New York gets you a fine. Don't come to New York and beep.
So, I guess the Connecticut people, we like to beep, but.
But why beep?
Well, I just want to give them attention getter to that. That was just stupid what you just did. But I'm told stop beeping. And the main reason is don't beep because you don't know them. They could have like a shotgun in the
absolutely.
Front.
And in New York, they have signs everywhere. If you honk your horn, it's like a $250 fine.
Yeah. So I'm trying to behave now, not honk my horn.
Yeah, if you got a $250 fine, I think you'd be pretty annoyed. I don't think you'd be honking anybody's horn. One time years ago, it was funny. I heard a guy who was honking, and the guy turns and goes, your horn blows, does your mother? And oh man, don't talk about my mother. He was like,
you didn't.
You could talk about me, but don't talk about my mother. There is grounds, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh boy, here we go, fist fight. And I'm sure both of them had vowels at the end of their names. But in any event, it was, years ago, and you can't honk any horns anymore.
I can't. I have to behave now. I mean,
it's considered noise pollution.
Yeah.
Road rage has gotten.
But you want to tell them, I just noticed that you did something really stupid, and it didn't go unnoticed.
But they know.
They know.
It's like, are you the kind of person that's going to be, I told you so? Like, they know they did something stupid. What is the point of you honking to tell them they did something stupid?
It's for self-gratification. Self-gratification. Self-gratification.
That's what gets heads blown off in New York, just so you know.
Well, it could be in South Carolina too. That's why I'm stopping.
Yeah, in South Carolina with the drugs. Don't even get me started with their drug population there, because there's so.
They were just voted. South Carolina was just voted the second worst drivers in America.
Oh, I'm sure. Next to New Jersey, I'm positive.
Oh, Jersey! Oh my God! When my daughter went to
Florida too, and they got Florida, but. What I was going to say about Myrtle Beach, or I should say South Carolina in general, they have that poverty right now that's stricken a lot of people. They're out of job, the job or the workplace. More people are unemployed right now in South Carolina and homeless than some of the other,
Which is surprising because there's a lot of jobs here.
There should be a lot, but I think what happens is the people that are going down there, you have a lot of musicians, a lot of artists, a lot of people who don't want to fit that traditional job.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If I'm a millennial, I'm going to take any job I can get so I can support myself. But you have a lot of millennials that their parents kind of babied them, and they feel like, they have to find their passion right now. And
Yeah.
I get it. I listen, I will always tell you, find your passion. However, support yourself too. Don't be on the street with a guitar, which is what I see every time I go to South Carolina. Don't be on the street with a guitar with no shoes,
You
begging
don't
for
come here.
money for your musician career. The logical people did what we did, which is you work, okay, and you follow your passion at the same time. So
Yeah.
you're not going to get paid doing your musician. Go get a gig. There's so many South Carolina bars and pubs where you could play and get some money.
Oh, in Charleston. Wow.
Oh my God, so many. And wait till, right now, I think in February they have every month they have a huge thing in Myrtle Beach where there's a lot of musicians that can go there and play. You have to be logical. Like I was just talking to my friend about this. The heart has no brain. And the brain has no heart.
Very true.
Right? So a lot of times you want to follow your heart, but because it has no brain, it's not logical.
Mm-hmm.
And other times you follow your brain, but your heart is not where it's at. So, try to understand that there's always a tug of war between what your mind is telling you, which is the logical part, and what your heart is telling you, which is the emotional part. Mm. There is a book called F Feelings. Yeah, F Feelings. And there's something to be said about that because somebody's trying to when you hear that.
Oh, that's you? I was wondering. I was looking at my computer going, oh, is that me?
Yeah, it's somebody trying to, I'm up at 4 a.m. So there's a lot of things I do before the show. And it seems this is the time that people are starting to wake up and they all have to get in touch with me somehow. So I'll get messages.
I got to talk to Jenna. Yeah.
Yeah, messages or whatever. Yeah. So I'm also helping a lot of people with growth, which is personal growth. You can't put a price tag on personal growth. I just put up an app that you can get free personal development training through a site that I found. And I do not get paid from it. I'm not sponsoring it. I'm just saying that, personal development has helped me a lot. And, it just makes sense. But in any event, following passion, as we talked before, there's a time and a space. If you're that person that can follow your passion and make money at the same time at an early age, consider it lotto. Okay.
Yeah, really.
Most of us, we worked hard to get to where we are, where we can realize it. And if you're in that stage of your life now where you're like, you know what, I'm tired just working for someone and not getting any gratification, then work on your craft part-time. Don't just give up your day job, because I have a lot of people that walk away from jobs and then they can't pay their bills. And that makes no sense. So stay with it. There are better days coming. And if you're that person that wakes up on Monday and says, oh, Monday again, what happened the weekend? Then, really sit down, take inventory, and maybe take up a class, a continuing ed class, or something that's really going to make you laugh. I mean, I love comedy. So the way that I relax is like Herb just said he watched the Comedians in Cars. I love that. I like stuff that, see what I'm saying? This person keeps, this one keeps messaging me every 2 minutes. So you know what? If somebody messages you every 2 minutes, there's a problem. There's a problem. I mean, I don't know about you. I either text back really quick or 3 hours later. There's like no in between with me. There's no.
Well, if you're doing something, I mean, I'm not going to stop what I'm doing.
Right.
To text back.
It's that's another thing that gets my grind. Yeah, what gets my grind is if you're texting me and I'm not responding, obviously I'm detained.
Obviously I'm doing something.
Right? So you keep messaging me every 2 minutes, bloop, bloop, is telling me you have no regard for my time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And we have to be respectful of other people's times too. And know that if we're texting them and we don't get a response back, they could be someplace.
That's right. True.
Again, going back to entitlement, how many people out there feel that they're entitled to suck up everybody's time because they're ready and you're not. Here we go again. Every 2 minutes,
Well, we're going to wrap it up for a Monday. I hope you enjoyed us. We got
Happy Monday.
We went a couple different directions today, and as we always do, we had said in the past, if you really want us to talk about something, just leave a comment down, and we can develop a show around that topic, and no problem. We just
Super Bowl this Sunday. Can't wait.
Yeah, hope the Patriots lose.
Oh, well, you know what? Haters gonna hate.
Did you see my? Did you see my jet guy in the Pro Bowl sack the Patriot mascot?
I saw that. Yep, I saw that. So
good
funny.
Good for Jamal Adams.
Although I am a diehard Jets fan, and although I did stray and I started following my Tom Brady for a few years, I still felt guilty because my passion was always with the Jets. So now that they're out, I'm not going to root for the other team just because it's against Brady. Like, that to me is so cliche. Like, everybody goes to me, oh, how could you root for Brady? Well, the Jets are not in it. So guess what? I have a lot of respect for Brady. I have a lot of respect for him and Belichick. So you know what? I'd rather root for a team I respect than the opposite team just because.
Total transparency. My Boston Red Sox are rooting for the Patriots. Part of me says, okay, let the Patriots win, and blah, blah, blah.
They may not win, but you know what, though? Like, why hate on them just because? Like, why hate on Trump just because?
Yeah.
That makes no sense either. The people the just because people?
Okay, a quick grind about me before we leave.
Cheers.
I like to, my timeline, the news feed. Mm-hmm. I like to look at the news feed during the day. And, oh my God. Some frivolous stuff about the president of the United States. Yes, I know he gives you reason to question him a lot of times. Yes, I get that, but don't attack his wife or his family.
Oh, that's just off limits. I agree.
That gets my grind. It's like, leave them alone. Yeah, okay, go after him.
On that note, I have to say one thing. I did put up a meme that I thought was funny. I put repost too funny to share. I had like 3 or 4 people jump on the meme and say, oh, I guess you're a Trump supporter. Like, shut the bloop up. Really? Come on. Don't start attacking my political views just because I put up a meme. You don't know anything about me. And I'm not going to get baited into a political, I say, I'm a Trump supporter, and then everybody jumps in the bandwagon. How could you be a Trump supporter? You're an immigrant. Your parents are immigrants. I am. My father was born here, served in the United States Army. You don't know shit about me. So, number one, if I put up a meme, stop thinking it's about you or that it's always about me. If I put up a meme and I'm like, I like it, I think it's funny, okay? I can put up a meme that Mondays suck. Doesn't mean my Monday sucks. It just may mean that I thought it was a funny meme. So I put up the meme about the walls, that we all need walls, blah, blah, blah. I got I'd say about 3 people jump on it and say, oh, well, I guess you're a Trump supporter. And then, goading me. And I said, you know what? I'm not feeding into this negativity. Yeah. So if you have people out there that jump on your posts with negative bullshit, or if you have people that are negative, period, block and delete their asses, because that's what I do. And
my Facebook is not about Republicans versus Democrats.
There you go.
I don't care. I don't care. Maybe in my personal life outside of social media, I'll have an opinion, but you're not going to hear it.
Exactly.
And so that's Brian.
We don't want to have our Facebooks blown up. I know Herb and myself, we're pacifists in the sense that we are going to express our views in private, and we have nothing to be shameful of. Okay, I could make fun of Barack when he was a president. I could make fun of Trump. He's a president. Yeah. It doesn't mean boo. It just means I like to laugh. If it's funny, I'm posting it. It has nothing to do with it. And if it's offensive to people, do me a favor and just block or delete me.
And you tell that person that keeps beeping that we heard them.
I am going to text her right now and see
All
what
righty.
is
So this has
wrong
been
with
Rise
you.
and Grind
Don't you know we
24/7
do
for
the Rise and
Monday.
Grind? Don't you know we do Rise and Grind on Monday? We have a show to put up. Anyways,
All
thank you
right.
all for joining us on this lovely Monday. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. We always do the show at 8 o'clock, and Herb always uploads it by 8:30. So have a great Monday, everybody. See you tomorrow.
See you
Bye.
tomorrow. Have a great day.
You too.